Hi guys, it's Darlene from Couture. I want to show you this cute little mason jar project here. I'm going to do You Are My Sunshine on this. So I'm going to do the sunflower in the center. This is our first layer. In fact, sometimes I get confused about that. This one does not have the numbers on it. The newer ones, they put number 1 and number 2. So I'm going to put number 1 on this so I don't ever forget. This is the first layer. You do that first. You do this second. This is our detail. So this is behind. And what I've done is I have cut out a shape. You can buy shapes online, but I cut this with the laser, painted it with just white craft paint, and did a little bit of accent marks on it. And I'm going to wax it first, because it's a non-Chalk Couture surface, and you want to put a little bit of wax in between the layer of the paint and your transfer. So this is the wax that I like. It's from Home Depot. You can also buy it online. Howard Premium Paste Wax. That's just what works for me. You can use other brands. There's Minwax, and there are several brands that the craft stores have. Whatever works best for you, that's what you should use. This is what I like. So I wipe it on with a rag, and then I am going to just wipe off the excess. Sorry if my head's in the way. Trying not to do that. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe it some more. You want to get off as much as you can. You just want a very thin coat in between your transfer and your paint. You don't want the paint to pull up onto your transfer. So I need to make sure that my words and my sunflower are going to fit there. I want it centered. So the top words are going to start right below the rim, or the, I don't know what you want to call that, the lip part there. Anyways, this area right here, that is where you want the words to start. I don't want them to be up above. And then this I want to be down at the bottom, and I'm going to use Peacock, and there's still plenty in here. We're getting to the bottom, but I use every bit. I will scrape it and I will add some water. I'll stir it up. You want it to be the consistency of sour cream or yogurt. So we're going to take our transfer. This is a silk screen transfer. It's similar to a stencil, but it has a silk screen in it. It gives you the nice crisp letters, and you're going to place it on your project, whether it's a chalkboard or wood or metal or glass. You're going to put it onto your surface, and that looks a little uneven. Just wanted it to be a little more straight. You're going to press out all of your air bubbles. This one's been used several times, so I am not fuzzing this. It's been used many times. So if it was brand new, you would want to fuzz it on a cloth, like a towel or your t-shirt, so that it's not too sticky. I'm going to take my chalk paste, and I'm going to put some up here at the top, and it's not going to use as much as you would think. So just dab it here and there, and then we're going to get our squeegee and start spreading. So we just take our squeegee and spread it so that the chalk paste goes down through the silk screen onto the surface below. So you're filling in all of those holes, all of that silk screen, and then you're going to start scraping it. So you're going to scrape off all the excess. It's going to go back into your jar because we're going to use that. And you want to work quickly. You don't want the chalk paste to dry on your transfer. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull doesn't look quite even. Let's go back over that. You want it to be nice and smooth. You're gonna pull either from top to bottom or side to side, and there are your nice letters. So this is gonna go into a water bath over here to soak. A water bath is a container of water, and if you were just doing one transfer, you could wash this with the Clorox wipe, but I want to do my whole project, so I'm gonna put this into a water bath to sit and wait until I'm done. So you can use a Tupperware container, you can use a turkey pan, you can use a cake pan, whatever size works for you for your project. You could just fill up the sink with water also. You just want to make sure that that chalk paste doesn't dry on your transfer. If you take good care of these, they will give you a lot of use. Corporate says 8 to 12 times, but I use mine a lot more, honestly. I have gotten up to 30 uses, actually 31 tonight for my buffalo plaid earlier, and then I tossed it. It was time. So it gave me a lot of use. If you take good care of these, then you'll get your money's worth out of them. If you just set them to the side and the chalk paste dries on them, you don't clean them properly, or you fold them over and they get stuck to each other, then you're gonna be sad because you aren't gonna be able to use them as many times. So take care of them, do your maintenance on them, put them into your water bath to soak until you're done, and then you're gonna wipe them with your Clorox wipes. So we're just pulling from top to bottom. I'm gonna put this in the water bath. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the bottom part here, because I can get this in here without touching any of this. And then we'll dry this because we'll want it to be dry before we do the next layer. So you can see where this silk screen is right here. It's a fabric. It is just like a fabric that that has little holes, just like they use with t-shirts when they do silk screening on t-shirts. That is what it is. So we're gonna go ahead and press this down. You wanna get out all your air bubbles so that the chalk paste doesn't go underneath this. And we have our two colors right here. This was peacock, and this one is buttermilk. And then we have bumblebee. So we're just gonna go ahead and stir it. Make sure it's the right consistency. It has a few lumps in it, but that is from sitting out at the craft show a week ago. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this on here. And then I'm gonna use my squeegee. I'm gonna smooth it out. And fill all of those little open areas with chalk paste. And if there's a little lump like that, you can put it back in here, because if you sit and work your chalk paste, all of that will become smooth. So you don't need to throw that out. You can if you want, but I will sit there and I'll stir it and it will become all smooth again. So you're gonna scrape off all of your excess, put it back into your jar because you're gonna use that. And we're going to pull this transfer. I'm going to put this into a water bath. So that'll soak and it'll wait until I'm done. So I'm going to dry this now. We want to make sure that we dry in between so that our other color isn't going to go on top of this and mess this up. And you know what? I can see right here that I need to touch that up. There is a little piece that does not have the peacock right there. So this is your opportunity. Grab a stylus, a toothpick, and you can fix that. Just gonna touch that up, and I see a little area right there, and it's just that easy. Now I'm gonna dry it. So you want to move your heat gun. You don't want to bubble up your chalk paste. This is an industrial heat gun. You can use a hair dryer. And then I'm going to turn it just to air to get the board back down to room temperature. Okay, and then I'm going to feel it. I'm going to make sure. You don't want to set your transfer down onto it, not knowing if it's cool or hot. We're going to pull our backer off of our transfer, set it to the side, because we are going to put those back on there when we're done. And now I'm going to figure out where this goes. I think I actually had it lined up pretty good there. Okay. Gonna press this down. And then we're gonna do our bumblebee. That's our next color. I'm gonna make sure there's no air bubbles. Gonna stir this, make sure that it's still the right consistency. And then just spoon some on there, and then I'll spread it with my squeegee. So you're just spreading it, you're filling those areas. That is the fabric, so you're going through the fabric onto your surface below. You can kind of press it if you hold it at an angle. You can press and get that down into there, and then you'll start scraping it. So once you have it filled, you'll scrape off all that excess. Goes back into your jar to use on your next project. You don't want to waste that, and if you scrape it smooth, then you'll have a nice crisp surface underneath. Your design will look nice and smooth and even. So that is how we do that, and then you're just going to take the corners and you're going to peel this up. And there's your sunflower. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill in the little holes. I'm going to do little black seeds in there. I'm going to put this into the water bath so I can wash those later. I'm going to dry this really quickly so I don't set my hand in it. So I like for the seeds to be black. Let me dry that just a little bit more. It's kind of tacky. Okay. So the seeds are white because the background is white. If you did this on a chalkboard, then it would be black. So you wouldn't have to do this. I am simply doing this because I like to fill these in. And this is a craft paint. It's acrylic, and it's just from Michael's or Hobby Lobby. I'm taking a paintbrush and I'm doing dip dots. So this is a paintbrush that's round on the end, and I'm dipping it into the paint, and I'm making the little seeds. And generally you can make at least 2 with each dot, depending on the size of seed that you want. I'm trying to fill all of the white area, and it goes really quickly. Doesn't take long, and it looks really nice. So it gives a great contrast. And I just got some right there. We'll fix that. No worries. So I need to be a little bit more careful. Don't worry, there's always a way to fix it. Don't ever stress if you make a mistake or have an oopsie. Us crafters know how to fix everything. So sorry if this is in the way. I'm trying to be really careful with the paint. So it's probably right over the area that I'm doing. But all I did was dip it in there and then do the little dots. So it's that quick. Now let's just fix that little area. So I'm gonna dry it. I'm gonna dry that area. these will dry overnight. They're really thick, so you're going to want to dry that overnight. But I'm just drawing this little dot right here. Okay. So, no big deal. I'm going to take my stylus and I'm going to, it's dry, so what I'm doing is I am simply peeling it off of there. And it is coming right off, just like that. There's a little bit of color right there. Oh, it just flipped over there. Let's see if we can tip it. Okay, so I tipped it and that little piece came off. So I have just a little bit here. I'm just gonna work this a little bit more. I dried it. If I hadn't dried it, it would have just smeared. So I dried that, and now I'm going to take my stylus, going to dip it into my yellow, and I'm going to cover that. And there, it's fixed. So don't stress. If you have something happen like that, you can always fix it. Just think about it. Think about how you can fix that. So I'm going to put wire on there. I'll wait till this is all dry. When you do dots like this, they need to dry for several hours. They're thick. So I'm going to let it dry overnight. I'll put wire, and then I will take a picture after, excuse me, and I will post it with the video. So thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, just put them in the notes in your little comments below, and I will get back with you.